install. The first thing is, so I want to go to CentOS. Download. Okay, so download CentOS. So click here. It is directly taking us into downloads. Okay, otherwise you can remove this one and put only CentOS org. You can see Linux and stream. Stream means now it is developing mode only, so you cannot use it. So I'm using Linux only. Okay, so here also it is showing downloads. Look at here, it is CentOS 7 2009. Okay, it is a version name is 2009, means 9. It works up to 2024. It does not mean like that. It's keep updates up to 2024. Next one is we have a other CentOS kind of stuff we have there. Yeah, tell me. You will get a 8, so you can go to this downloads button. You can see 7, 8 got some problem. That's why they removed 8 from here. Okay, they put that 8 into stream. 9, 8. See, there are okay only certain commands a little bit different, but still it is like this. Okay, mostly it is like a development versions only. There is some issues in basically packed versions also, but my version is 7 only. So you can go to CentOS 7. The first one is you have to go there and select CentOS 7. This is 64-bit. I'm going to install a 64-bit like this only. So not a container or vagrant. Okay, so I'm directly this one. This is 32-bit. i386 32-bit, but this is 64-bit. Intel 64-bit. This is ARM 64-bit. Okay, this is Intel 64-bit. Click here. Then it is open like this. This is different places, different organizations. It is an open source kind of stuff. CentOS is open source. Anybody can take it and use it type. Okay, so there is a different mirrors are available. Okay, so then you can able to download it from there. What is this first one? Excel Media means BSNL. This is BSNL site for CentOS for downloading. And other ones, SNU Education. This is also in India. Okay, this is some internet related organization, ESTO or internet. Okay, including you can find some IITs in this list also. Earlier it is there, IIT Hyderabad and like that. Okay, so I'm going to Excel Media. So this is the link I selected. Yes, you can open any link, either this link or this link or this link directly. And here it is. I'm downloading this one. Guys, this is a GUI type of operating system. So this is full GUI based operating system. Okay. Next one is, if you don't have more data or you want to use it for yourself, for not now. So if you got a chance to use it like that, that kind of stuff. This is pure CLI. It is a minimal. Yes. This second one, the minimal, will take very less hardware footprint, means very less hardware consumption. 1 GB, 512 MB RAM is also works. People who are having very less RAM capacities, very less RAM capacities also, they can use it. But it is pure CLI. Pure CLI. Okay, so this is the GUI based operating system. This is CLI based operating system. So I'm downloading this one only. Okay, If anybody want a CLI, then there is a previous videos also there. You want to download this directly, so no need to search anything, just directly you can able download. Just if you open this link, you can download this image directly. Okay. Direct link. So no need to search and anything. Just open this link in your browser. Automatically download will start. Automatically download start. So this one will download. So this is about your downloading CentOS. Already I told guys, CentOS and Red Hat by working and implementation both are same only. Both are same only. CentOS is more open source again, so you can download and you can rebuild it. That is also there. And no need to subscriptions and all inbuilt repositories are there. Okay, this is downloading CentOS. Simply you can go for it. So I'm going one by one step back. I will tell. So directly you can open the link or go to centos.org downloads button. Click here x86-64 because we want 64-bit only. And okay, you will see the mirror links here. So either these 4 links or maybe you can go to any link. These 4 links basically from India. So then very faster installation will occur. Okay, select this one and download this one. 1 second. Okay, download this one particularly. So I already given the link for this one. If you have a problem with downloading and all, means less data you have, you don't want to give more RAM like that, so you can choose the second one. Okay, so first download it. Okay, so and 1 second I will I'll do it. Okay, next one we'll see after download we'll create a virtual machine and install CentOS. So we'll create a virtual machine first. Okay, to create a virtual machine we require a minimum requirements. Okay, so first of all we'll create a virtual machine. The virtual machine, one CPU, I'm using one CPU only. So whatever it is, we use one CPU is enough. One CPU is enough, like a 1 GHz processor is enough. Okay, means we need a one CPU for a virtual machine. RAM, I'm putting 2 GB. Why? Because I'm using GUI. Okay, I'm using GUI, so better 2 GB. 1 GB is also okay because I'm using GUI. It is hard disk. 20 GB is also enough. 20 GB is also enough, but I'm using 200 GB here. Normally 20 GB is enough. Okay, but I'm using 200 GB. So no problem. Just for our practice, future practice only, we are doing. Okay, that's it. Mainly 3 things are important, right? Of course, 64-bit compulsory because I downloaded a 64-bit. Again, we'll see CPU, one CPU, one CPU, 2 GB RAM. Guys, again 8 GB people. So again check the availability RAM. Guys, check the availability. Availability is like a 4 GB availability. You can assign 2 GB. Okay. 4 GB laptops, 2 GB RAM. Sorry, 4 GB laptops, 1 GB RAM. 8 GB laptops, 2 GB RAM. Even put a 1 GB also, no problem. Okay. So this is the first thing. And of course, I will add a 3 lines. If you can able to add it, no problem. If you cannot able to add the 3 lines, it's okay, no problem. Okay. These 3 lines, I'm going to add it to a VMX file. People who are using VirtualBox, no need to add it. Internal virtualization is there, so that is .vmx files. Add these 3 lines if you can, otherwise no problem. Okay, if you, this is a purely optional, guys. And CPU check mark also important. So Intel, no, I put a VTX or amd-v. Intel VTX or amd-v virtualization technology, check it. If you don't check it or if you don't add it, not a problem. Okay. The first one is create a virtual machine. That is, we'll see. I can do parallelly both Oracle VM VirtualBox and Workstation Pro, but it will confuse some people. Okay. Not only some people, almost all everyone will confuse with that one. So how to create a virtual machine, guys?
Create new virtual machine.
Virtual machine.
The process is always same, only small will be different. I choose typical only because custom will ask so many questions. So typical, third option.
Later.
But
Linux.
this is
Linux.
But in a Linux, see, you can see a lot of distributions are there. So what I said, it is CentOS 7. CentOS 7 64. CentOS 7 64. Okay. Nice. I'm putting a name of this virtual machine is CTS Linux 1. So CTS 16 Linux 1. Okay. And I store always my virtual machines in my H drive only. H drive, CTS, this folder. Okay. Where you store your virtual machines, generally like that only do it. And put a slash, copy, paste. Okay. So now it is. Yeah. If you want to give hyphen also, no problem. Just give hyphen for your understanding. CTS 16. Because I have a lot of Linux machines. You can see CTS 13, CTS 15, Linux machines are there. So obviously. Next, store virtual disk as a single file. And I said it is, I put a 200 GB. If you give 120, 150, give better more than 100, guys. Give more than 100. Better to give more than 100. Okay. I will tell why later. Okay, so this is 200 GB. I make it. Next, customize hardware. It is showing 1 GB RAM is enough, but I'm putting 2 GB RAM. Okay. Next, processor 1 processor, virtualize Intel VTX or amd-v. This is I checked it. So 1 and this check mark. Next, network adapters, custom VMnet 0. Already we done a VMnet 0 settings. No problem. Okay. If you want, you can put a NAT also, no problem, but VMnet 0 is a better option. VMnet 0. Memory 2 GB, processor 1 and virtualization check mark. Next, your custom vmnet 0. Then what about this ISO image? I already downloaded operating system in my PC. So CentOS. So here it is. Already I downloaded. Okay. CentOS 7 x86 DVD 2009. Okay, not this one. This is minimal. This is one. Okay. So it is in my G drive OS folder. So use ISO image file, browse. Yeah, it is in my G drive only. So you can, where is your OS? There you have to go. Okay, from your system to my system, drive letters, locations are different. You must know how to go for it. Okay, so finally I given OS also. Guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 things you have to do. First 4 things compulsory, you have to do it. Now completed, finish. Virtual machine is created. And once created, then what to do? Edit virtual machine settings, options, advanced, select UEFI. CentOS 64, CentOS 764 support UEFI. So I selected UEFI. VMware tools, time sync off, select this option. Time sync off, select this option. VMware tools, time sync off, select this option. Advanced, I put a UEFI. If you forget, you put a BIOS, still no problem. But I put a UEFI. And make sure your network adapter is vmnet 0. I am connecting to internet. Okay. The settings also completed. The last one is adding these 3 lines to VMX file. So this is a machine. Right click, open VM directory. Open with Notepad. Open with a Notepad. Guys, be careful when you are doing it. Scroll down, and a bottom. So you can see like this. In the bottom, make sure you are looking at a cursor. Okay, the cursor is blinking at the bottom in empty line. Then paste, and still it is giving a problem. No problem. Just make sure that it pasted like this, or adjust according to that one. So don't mix with that one. So earlier how it is pasted like this. So it means this line and this line is in a single line. So then it will show you error. Okay, you have to adjust according to it. Okay, so do not paste in some random place. Even though you placed in a random place, it must be lines look like this one. It's a script, guys. Okay, like this. What is the advantage of this one? It enable internal virtualization, means nested virtualization. You can able to do it. Now save it and exit. Okay, this part completed. So then we don't need to do anything. And this also better close. Now now virtual machine is created. Virtual machine is created. Next one is installation only. Okay, so remaining options I will put it like always English India or US. Okay, either I use mostly English India, where English India option is there. I put English India. So keyboard. So this is a language. English India. Keyboard is English US. Usually. Okay, so remaining thing is out of that one. So very important here. Package selection I will tell, but before that one, disk partitions you have to create. So what are the disk partitions? Just I will give guys. I don't. So there is a /boot. We will create a partition for a /boot folder. So I'm giving here so like a 2 GB, 1 GB is enough. If you give 500 also no problem. 200, 500 is also no problem. 200 MB is enough in a old system, but in a new system you have to give 500 MB. You have to give 500 MB because it's a CentOS 7 full version. You have to give 500 MB, but I'm giving 1 GB. Same goes /board /EFI because UEFI it is showing, that is also I'm giving 1 GB. If you want to do GB also no problem. Okay, if you give more no problem, don't give less. That's why its requirement is 200 MB or 500 MB, but I given 1 GB. More is okay, but less is not working. Next, single slash means your whole Linux system stores in single slash only. For this one, actually, it is 2 GB, 4 GB maximum is enough. 2 GB is also enough, but I'm giving 40 GB to it. 40 GB. Okay, /home user profile data it is. If you give 20 GB, 1 GB is also enough. Actually, 1 GB is also enough, but I'm giving 40 GB to it. Okay. So next, another important one is swap partition. Swap partition, I'm giving 4 GB. What is swap? Swap is a virtual memory. What is swap? Virtual memory. You have a physical memory. What is physical memory? RAM. Okay. What is virtual memory? Swap. Okay. So swap memory support your physical memory to run applications or playing games or data processing related, to run applications or services, whatever it is, we do it. Swap memory is sometimes very important if you install certain applications. Example, Oracle server, Oracle DB server you install. Swap memory compulsory there. Okay. So how much swap memory by default you have to take it? RAM size into 2 in Linux. This is I'm talking in Linux. Windows is different. Okay. How much swap memory you required? RAM size into 2. So for example, you've taken a RAM is 2 GB. Okay. Swap is 2 into. So you have to take 4 GB. That's why I taken 4 GB. This is a swap memory. 1 second, guys. Something. Sound. Right. Luckily, I removed milk from there. Cat enter into my home. Okay. This is swap memory. Swap memory means virtual memory. It supports your physical memory to run applications. How much RAM swap we do generally? That is your physical memory into 2. That is swap memory. In Windows, swap memory, the virtual memory is virtual memory only. Page files. This is the file. It's nothing but a virtual memory. Okay, there is a virtual memory. This much you will take it. Okay, so whatever it is, guys, these are the disk partitions. We do it. Okay, the first one, and next one is software selection is also there. or a package selection. That is also, we put a server with a GUI. Okay. Why? Because we need a GUI interface for you. So then I don't like GUI. I like a CLI in Linux. Okay, server with GUI, and there is some more packages here install. When we select it, so we will remember it. Guys, I'm starting the virtual machine. Okay. Can I start the virtual machine, or any doubts before going to start?
No, sir. Start. Start.
I started virtual machine. Actually, earlier only I want to install first, and then I will tell other things. But without any introduction and without having any idea, so again it will confuse. Okay, so when you start machine, automatically it shows this window. Then use your up arrow, down arrow, and select this one. Install CentOS 7. Guys, again I'm telling, if your mouse is out of your virtual machine, you have to click on the center of the screen. Let mouse should go inside. Okay, then only you can able to operate. Okay, so it is a mouse operated kind of stuff honestly, no problem. So select install CentOS 7 only. What is the second option? For example, you have a CentOS 7 DVD, and DVDs may be corrupted. So first of all, you have to test the media, then install. But here it is, I'm directly install. I don't want to take time for installation. Last option is troubleshooting one. So I'm going to install CentOS 7, enter. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is, again, I forget one important thing is, that is just power of the virtual machine. Guys, just for installation purpose, look at my task manager. Okay, so then I have almost 6 GB available memory, 5.9 GB available memory is there. So then I increase my virtual machine to 4 GB. Okay, because I have a available memory is there just for only for installation purpose only. Okay, so don't do it. You do with a 2 GB only. Okay, you do with a 2 GB only or 1 GB. Don't use 4 GB. If you forget, then problem will occur. Okay, I selected install CentOS 7. So why I put a 4 GB? So it may give you a little faster installation. That's it. Okay, here it is. Welcome to CentOS. So look at English, India. English, India. Okay, so don't select any other languages, guys. Okay, select English, India. Okay, you can pull down. There you can see in the bottom, continue. Okay, the first one you have to do it is network and host name. Network and host. First one you have to do it is network and host. In installation, okay, so then first one is network and host name. Okay, so go to network and host. It's showing not connected. Look at here, it is not connected. Just turn on. Turn on. Guys, if you are done already VM net 0 settings, correctly, then automatically you'll get a IP address. If you got any problem here, then choose NAT instead of vmnet0. Of course, I am also getting a problem. Still, it is trying to get IP address. Meanwhile, I'll change my host name. Look at in the bottom. I want to change my host name. I put a host name is CTS16 Linux 1. Okay, CTS16 Linux 1 .example.com. You can put a Linux 1 only. Okay, you can put a Linux 1 only instead of CTS16. We can put it because I have a lot of machines. I put a like that. Example.com. Example.com is one of the domain name which anybody can able to use it. Why it is disconnected? Again, I'm trying to connect it. I have a problem. I got a problem or what? My router should give an IP address to me. Maybe my router is blocking. Yeah, my vmnet0 bridged. So change from automatic to my wireless network adapter correctly. My adapter name is that one only. Correct one. Still it is not connected. 1 second, I have to check it. So this is giving you a problem. I some desktop. Device online. So I yesterday I disabled, right? I disabled this one. So with a different MAC address, how it is get connected. This is a desktop which is I shut down from last 4 hours. Means night only I shut down this one. My mobile phone. So something is happened to my PC. Huh? Someone using some kind of thing. This is also I don't know who is this. Okay. But still it is not getting IP address. It should get an IP address. I have to troubleshoot my network. I want an IP address to communicate. My network giving me a problem. This is the hardware address. Look at that hardware address is not showing here, right? and also not showing here. This is 0C96. That is yesterday someone got zeros. It's 29. It's okay. I will do this thing networking later. Skilling lot of time. Okay. Also you can go with a time zone. Okay. So go to time, date and time. Turn on network time. Just try to turn on it. Okay. So time zone is correct. So this is India, guys. Select India. Okay. It is showing a time is wrongly. Why? Because it's not updated through network. So we'll see that one later also. Why? Because of network is important to get connected. So why I'm unable to connect is still I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Next one is destination. Look at here, installation destination. Installation destination. Select that one. I will configure partitions. I will configure partitions. Select I will configure partition for manual configuration. You forget, you put an automatic configuration and done, and you went to next. No problem. Okay, next time you'll try. I will configure partitions. Click on done. Then it will show these options. This is a partition kind of stuff. So change LVM to standard. If you put LVM also, not a big deal. Okay, if you put LVM and do the partition also, no problem. Okay, yeah, that's it. So I am creating standard partitions. Change LVM to standard partition. And here it is. First slash boot. I want to put a 1 GB for a slash boot. 1G. Same thing. Go to plus slash boot slash EFY 1G. Okay. Next plus slash. I want to put a 40G because that's my planning. Even it is required very less, but given a more because I want the system like that. 40G. Okay, and last one is swap. I want to give for a swap is 2GB. 2G. That's it. Remaining I don't want to give. So boot slash EFI slash home and swap. So totally done. Now if you see it is still have a 16 GB free, 116 GB free. Okay, so that's why I said give more than 100 GB. So why I need a 116 GB like that? More space is required because I want to practice disk management. There is a practical called a disk management is also there. To do that one, you need to do it. Okay. So you need to take more space. Accept. Yeah. Destination selection completed. Next is software selection. Software selection. Select a server with GUI. Right, left side you can see server with GUI. And scroll down in the right side. Select one by one. System administrative tools. If you want a security tools, you can select it. Otherwise, go to development tools. Compatible libraries, virtualization tools, hypervisor, virtualization client. So look at here, system administrative tools, development tools, compatible libraries, virtualization tools, virtualization hypervisor, and this is optional, guys. If you want to select, you can select, otherwise leave it. If you select means, remember you have to add 3 lines and there is a check mark. Okay, so 3 lines we are added. These 3 lines. Okay, if you add it, then only you can select it. Otherwise, don't select it. Waste of time. Important is system, administrative tools, developer tools, compatible libraries. If you want, you can go with the print server. Okay, performance tools. Performance tools. If you want anything other like Java kind of stuff, you can select it, no problem. Hardware monitoring tools. Hardware monitoring tools. You want a email servers like that, you can to send a mails or messaging. By default, you can select it, otherwise leave it, no problem. Okay. Look at again, guys, very important, server with GUI. Okay. And from bottom side, I'm telling system administrator tools, development tools, compatibility, libraries. Next one is performance tools. If you want, then go to hardware monitoring utilities. These are important. Remaining are optional. Don't set everything. This is software selection. Installation source is your CD. Remaining is leave like that only. But only thing is, yeah, you need a the first time I got this problem, network and host name kind of stuff. So I need to get this one. Get the IP address, turn on, trying to connecting it. Why it is giving this much of problems? I selected properly. Same thing only, it is open. It is showing connecting. Generally, it won't give you any problem. So why here? This is a problem. I don't. Do we have any other chances or to clean up the catchy kind of stuff? SSID, internet settings, restore, update, LAN settings, port forwarding, dynamic DNS, DHCP. So what is this? Binding also we don't know. Can't disable DHCP. Okay, I'm changing my network to NAT. I put a VMnet 0 only, but there is some problem I'm facing. So I'm changing to NAT currently. So it will give you a little disturbance, but take time. Yeah. Now it is showing. I will get some random IP address in this series. Okay. NAT also connect your system to network. So then it is my network time is on. Then also we got a correct time. Okay, so that is completed. Begin installation. So still I don't know why I'm getting this problem. Guys, this is very important. Select root password, first one, root password, and give admin@123, admin@123. It shows it is a weak password, no problem. This password is set. The first one is root password. Next one is secondary user creation. Okay, I put a student 16A. Okay, username is student 16A. Password is student 16A only. Username, password, I'm giving here same only because of I don't want to forget the passwords here. Okay, either you can use admin@123 or a same name only. Don't give some different names, different type passwords. I given a this user. Okay, look at here, guys. It will take anyway little bit time to install. Again, I'm explain the user settings. Under user settings, So first one is root password. Next time you got any problem, and if I said like a root password means, sir, I don't know your root password. This is the password I given. Guys, every step you do it, you have to remember. Next one is user creation. First time, at least one user, you have to create it. Next step is we done. So then I put a student 16A. So which user you created? So then based on that, you have to remember which user you are added. So this is administrator and administrator password. So this is user. That's it. Okay. Next we can add more users also. No problem. Okay. In a server with GUI also we added more things like developer tools. Okay. Monitoring related uh, system administration libraries like that. So find it what are you added. Okay, it is a 1549 packages are there. It will take time, guys. Another 15 minutes it will take time. So 10 minutes at least it will take time to install. Once it is installed, there is a restart button. So you have to click on the restart. Okay, once it is open, you have to log in. So that process I will do it. Okay, so if anybody want to stay, you can leave like that session. Okay. Next 3:30 class at 3:30. Okay, PM. Again afternoon class at 3:30 because it's almost 2 o'clock. Installation and everything finished. It will take time. So afternoon class at 3:15. If anybody having a hungry and go for lunch, they can go for lunch also. No problem. Okay. And why I'm giving 3:30? There is a reason. What is the reason is, of course, I have to cook food to eat. I'm not in my home town. I'm in Pune in my room. Okay, so I have to cook food or I have to go out for a food. Next one is, yeah, meantime means once you have done your lunch, don't take rest. Start installing Linux. Point is, start installing Linux. So I got a problem with the network related. So then I don't know why I'm getting, because meantime I will restart my router and all. So then network related issue may be solved. Then we'll do a network troubleshooting also. But currently it is working. No problem. I change it to net.
Sir, if possible, keep the recorded video in YouTube also so that we can see that and we can do the process.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Now if you go for lunch, right, it take time. So like at least 2:30, your lunch finished. Meanwhile, this completed and recorded is in the YouTube or thing. So by at least 2:45, I'll put it. At least 3 o'clock it is available, right? Why I said 3:30. You need a time to install, right? After your lunch, you completed your lunch first. By 2:45, 3 o'clock, you start
Yes, sir.
installation.
Okay, sir.
Meanwhile, you will get a problems. Then we can solve it like that.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why given to 3:30.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Afternoon from 3:30 to 5:30, sir.
5:36. It's going up to
Okay.
6:30. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So you let it install. It will take time. If you anybody want to leave, also no problem. You can leave.
Okay, sir.
Then installation, click on reboot. Okay, so enter or nothing. License information, accept the license. That's it. GPL version 2, distribution GPL to individual package distributions on license media. Comes with no guarantee, warranty, any sort of either written or implied. So accept the license, click done. Network is connected to the net connection only, so okay, no problem. But anyway, we are get connected. Finish configuration. Okay, so now it is showing a username and also not listed. Go to not listed, root, and give the password. admin@123. So first time I log in with root. So check it. Right click, open terminal. So meanwhile, there is one or two windows will open automatically like this. No need to do anything. Just click next, next, next. Skip. Start using CentOS Linux. Next one is a help one is open. Just close that one, not required. So this is your Linux PC is ready. Next one is I'm going to shut down this Linux PC and then I will reduce the RAM. So installation completed. Now I'm just shutting down. Just you can see in the right hand side top there is a button. Then you can see the shutdown button is like this, power off button. It is asking power off, cancel like that. So I select a power off. I shut down the machine in GUI mode. Machine is shut down and go to edit virtual machine settings, change it to 2 GB. Okay, so that's it. So installation completed. I put a 2 GB. You can put a 1 GB also. Next time you power on it, so then you will get a normal machine. This is up to now. Okay, that's it. That's the installation and final shutdown. Now what to do? Stop recording.